Hey guys, BrickWizard59 here, and today I'm coming at you with my highly anticipated LEGO Star Wars Venator-Class Star Destroyer. Now this build took about over 3 weeks to build and contains over 3,000 LEGO parts, so it's a very large build. Now a bit of a background on this build before we get into a bit of a close-up look. This was actually based off of, or I got the idea to make this from LEGO Star Wars set 8039. This is definitely a really awesome set, except there were a couple of inaccuracies and I felt it was just a bit too small. So I ended up completely taking that design and rebuilding it into this model that you see right here. Now in terms of scale, it is double the size of this set right here. So it's very large. And you can see there is a look with a minifigure right next to it. And so it's quite large. And of course the best part is not only does it have a really nice and detailed exterior, but it has a fully detailed and furnished interior as well. That of course includes the bridge, the communications room, the armory, the barracks, then we have the prison level, the main reactor, the armory, again a couple blasters, so there is just so much to it. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and take a look. Alright, so before we get into a look at the set itself, I thought I'd go ahead and show you this awesome LEGO custom display sticker I made. Now this is for the UCS Venator-Class Star Destroyer. And now I don't know if this exactly is a UCS model. I have seen a build smaller than this, and it's called a UCS build. And then I've also seen a build almost 1.5 times the size of this, and that's also considered a UCS build. So I don't know exactly what to consider this. I'm saying it's kind of in the middle of the playset version and the UCS build. But nonetheless, I made this awesome custom sticker for it. This, of course, has the information on the Venator-Class Star Destroyer, and it looks really nice next to it. But I thought I'd just go ahead and show you that. But anyways, now let's go ahead and get started and take a look at the exterior of the build. Alright, so I'll go ahead and remove the minifigure out of the way, and now let's go ahead and take a look at the build. So we'll start off here in the very front. So, as you can see here, this is the main hull of the ship. This is like where all the main detailing is. And as we take a closer look, let's go ahead and get started. So we have the large red stripe that goes right down the center. And then we have various plates on each side to give it the triangular look. And basically, the way we did this, we have two main layers. So we have the outer layer here, and then this is the top section. And overall, when I was designing this, I wanted not just to have regular light bluish gray plates and make it look really dull. Because the problem is there isn't really as much on the actual outside of the build on the sides here. So I ended up changing it a bit up, adding some tiles and these grill pieces and various dark bluish gray parts. And I think that really just adds something else to it. It just gives it it just helps it pop out a bit. And then I also added various tiles and modified plates, and that also to give it a bit of a more interesting and detailed look on the outside. And I'm really happy with it. Now, as we go ahead and move up here, taking a look at the Republic emblems here. So we'll go ahead and zoom in a bit just so you can get a better look at that. So there's a look at the Republic emblem. It's the same one used in the set. And actually, it's pretty much to scale. This is actually how big the emblem was on the ship in the Clone Wars. So the LEGO version was a bit inaccurate in that stance. But anyways, it looks really good. And here's once again a better look just at the detailing all throughout the front of the build. Alright, and another part of this build that's really cool is that it has a ton of side detailing. So you can see here basically what we have throughout the entire build. We have just various plates and studs and modified plates, modified tiles. So there's just so much here. And if you've seen the sides of the Venator here, in universe, this would be like much larger, and you have to have actual ships entering inside. And all the blue, the trans blue, that's supposed to represent some various hangars. You could see I used a few levers there to represent the plates. And then this is your double barrel turbo laser. You have one on each side, and I think that looks really nice, pretty good to scale. And then again, we move on all the way to the back, and you have just various other details there. And that's one thing I really like about this build. Alright, and the other side here is actually exactly identical in terms of the detailing, as I pretty much just mirrored it on the other side. And then lastly, just to take a look here at the front, we got some detailing for the front nose of the ship. So it's just a couple of plates. But anyways, now let's go ahead and get a look at the back side. Alright, so now that you've gotten a look at the main hull of the ship, let's go ahead and take a look at the exterior of the wings as well as the bridge. So basically what you see here is, of course, we have our 8 turbo lasers or turbo cannons, 4 on each side. And I thought I'd just remove it and show it to you. So even a thing as small as this just has so much detail, and I just really love that about this build. So let's go ahead and get a better look at it. But as you can see here, this build too has just so much detail to it. You got a few pegs, very interesting technique used to design these, and I just really like that. There's just so much different detail throughout the build. So as we move over here, you of course have your 4 stripes. Now, I know the Venator set actually had 5, but a fun fact, the Republic Venators have anywhere from 3 to 5 stripes on its side, so I ended up adding 4. And it kind of really depends ship to ship as well as ship rank, as certain just regular Venator-Class Star Destroyers have 3 stripes, while the certain commanding cruisers of the Venator-Class Star Destroyer have 5. So it just really varies from ship to ship. But anyways, now here is a look at the bridge. So what I have done to make that is just various sloped parts. So you can see here, these are just sloped bricks of different sizes to kind of give that different the different types of slopes that make up the bridge. And it's actually a really good size. I think it's a pretty decent size, especially with the rest of the build. And then here we have the bridge. It has a few like plates on the side or tiles on the side, along with some rounded plates on the top. And then you got the blue piece here to represent the interior of the bridge. And I just really like how that looks. Alright, and now let's go ahead and move on to the back side of the build. So you can see here are your giant engines. These are made using the clone turbo tank wheels. We have 3 of the old turbo tank wheels, and these are actually from the 2010 turbo tank. So various clone turbo tank wheels are used to make the large engines. Then we have some of the Technic parts and wheels used to make the smaller engines in the back. And I think it looks really nice. Moving along, you can actually see the part here. This is actually what kind of sticks out of the back of the Venator, and it can open up like so. Again, this I actually haven't added anything on the interior yet. Once again, this could actually fit a escape pod. Maybe in the future I can add a couple of the escape pods that came in the set in this back section. I think that would be really cool. And then you can also see the detailing here with the various slopes here of all different types, just to, you know, give it the angling upward feel. And I think that looks really nice. And then lastly, here's a better look at the turbo lasers. You have some nice wedge plates in between, and it actually does have a bit of a section here which dips in where the turbo lasers are. And I think that looks really nice. And then here, once again, is a better look at the bridge, as well as the backside here of the bridge. And this piece also opens up. There's nothing inside, but I think you can fit a small command center in there for a clone pilot. And then here's once again a better look at the bridge. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the side detailing. So you already got a look at that section right there. Now we have this section over here. So we got some sloped plates and various, once again, just types of different plates. I even used a little gun there and clip plates. Just a ton of different stuff to give it the nice detailing. And you have, again, a blue stud for the small hanger. And then this is your large, just main hanger. You see this in various episodes of the Clone Wars. That's where, like, the Republic gunships come out of also. And then here's the side one, and I really like this. Is actually probably my favorite of all the detailing. And I think it looks really, really nice. Just adds a couple studs and even binoculars there to give it that look. Alright, so now that you've taken a look at the entire exterior of the build, it's time to get on to the inside. So basically, you're wondering, how does this open up? So basically, I'll just quickly tell you before actually performing it, but basically, this entire front section is a flap, which just flips open, and that's similar to set 8039 and how its build was. And then actually the back sections, that section of the wing here and here, can both be removed by Technic pegs, and the entire bridge just lifts off. So basically, let's go ahead and do it. Alright, so all you have to do once again is just take the bridge, and it just pops off like so. It's connected with a couple plates right over here. And then, just for stability, I added a couple plates here for detailing. And you just need to do is once again remove those. And there are 3 plates here, the wedge plate and the tile. And you just remove those on each side, like so. And then, all you do is take this entire panel and just pop it out like so. So it's connected using a couple of Technic pegs. Once again, there is a second Technic peg right over there. And you do the same thing for the other side. Now, the reason why I did not end up taking this and, connecting it from over here on the side view here. But the reason why is because if you look at the Venator, the entire outside is just one smooth, large panel. So in order to have this panel meet up at the same level as this panel, I kind of had to connect them together so it gives a bit of a smooth look. But once again, all you have to do, same thing for the other side. Just take this panel here, and it just comes out like so. Here's again a better look. There's Technic pegs connected. And there's also Technic pegs on the other side right over here, or Technic peg holder right over there. And then all you need to do is just take the main hole here as we move out here and just lift it open like so. Alright, so here we have a complete overview of the interior. Again, we have the armory, we have the bridge, communication center, prison area, and barracks. So let's go ahead and take a closer look, starting off with the armory. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started and take a look first off at the armory. So basically what you have here in the back, you have a large rack of helmets here. So we have in all 6 helmets on the rack, and we got a couple of lights, for like warning lights here, or sirens. And then here we do have 2 sets of blaster racks here. And they're at a nice angled position, and I think it looks really nice. Once again, I didn't have as much space, so I couldn't really add too many weapons. Then in the back here, all we have here is just a bit of a small computer screen. You can see right there, that's just for show. But overall, the armory looks really nice and small. And actually, before we get on to the look at the rest of the build, you can kind of see some of the detailing here on the side. But anyways, now let's go ahead and take a look here at the bridge. So the bridge here, if you've seen Star Wars, The Clone Wars, or even Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, you know that the bridge has a large section here which goes through the middle, and that is actually raised. And then there are sections in the bottom where you have computers. So basically, I'll actually take these 2 clones out of the way so you can get a better look. But we have 4 computer sets here, and they each have black chairs. And then here we have a look at the bridge. Has some nice detailing on the side with a few plates and some modified parts as well. And then you can also see we have 2 identical computers here and here. Those would be your standing computers. And then we have a nice detailed piece here It's actually supposed to represent like the various controls that are in the bridge. As we try to get a better look at that, there you go, you can kind of see that piece right there. But anyways, that is a look at the bridge, so looks really nice. And now we have a look at one of my favorite parts, the communication center. So in the center we have a large hologram table here, and you have of course Obi-Wan Kenobi here, as well as a cool custom decal printed minifigure of an Imperial Navy officer. That's one I made. I showed it in the last update. Very, very cool figure. And then, as we move over here, we have these two hologram star displays. These are like the hologram charts that you see inside the Venator. And I'll actually go ahead and remove one so you can get a better look here. But these are, again, custom printed, or custom decal printed by me. And the decal itself was also designed by me. But you could see, if you've seen those hologram charts, you know they have like the 3 lions and the grids. And then you could see there, those red parts represent the Separatists. It's a bit tough to see, you can kind of see there, they're blue triangles. They represent the Republic ships. And this was from the episode where R2-D2 gets lost in Star Wars The Clone Wars Season 1. And in that one, Ahsoka is looking at these star charts, or these hologram charts, as the Separatists and Republic ships attack each other. And that's kind of what I made there. And then this one here is actually just a regular one without the Separatist ships. And once again, that's made using a custom decal. And then on each side, we have a couple of computers. So you always know behind the hologram charts, you have like computers. And then you have this really, it's like a big, like, you can say like a wall, and it has a bunch of tiny like controls and computers. So I just added this custom decal here, and again, one is here on the other side. And I think that looks really good. Once again, there is a look at the computer screen here and the chair. Alright, and here we have a look at the barracks. So this is like where the clone troopers sleep. Now it's a bit tough to see, so I'll actually try and remove the minifigures. They just have first order officer torsos, because if you see the clone troopers, when they don't have their uniforms on, they wear an all black suit underneath. But you can see here's a look at the beds. They're just like tan tiles, which represent the beds. We got a ladder there, and we got 4 beds here, 4 beds over here. So you can kind of see there's a better look at it. And I think that looks really, really nice. And then again, we have a small gun rack here. And then it's a bit tough to see, but we just have a couple of lockers and a hologram display. Alright, and here we have a look at the other side. This is your prison area. So basically what you have here is a couple of prison centers here, and this is one of them. You can see I just used 4 red lightsabers and a cool sticker to represent the controls. And once again, you have 2 of those. So basically this is a bit of a scene from the Clone Wars. This is when Anakin is interrogating Poggle. So we got Poggle here, so he fits pretty well inside the cell. There are 2 cells here. We got a couple of Lieutenant Commandos and Captain Rex. So this was a pretty vital part of the Venator, and I ended up including that over here. So there is a look at the prison center. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at this section over here, starting off with this part over here. Now I know this is kind of tough to see because it's like underneath this large Technic piece here. But basically this is the main generator. So I had a lot of space, so I in terms ended up making a generator. So actually in terms of getting a better look, let's go ahead and just remove this piece and take a look from the bottom. Alright, so here you have a better look. So basically we have 2 identical power generators and a pathway that kind of meets at a cross section in the middle. And then this, it's a bit tough to see, so I'll try and remove it to the best of my abilities here. But it's just basically a computer screen which has all the main power of the Venator, and there's a piece similar to this in the actual generator. So it's a bit tough to see. You can kind of see there's a look at the cross sections. We got a clone trooper there. And then the very cool generator where we have some of the blue beam coming out of here, as well as in there. So that's very cool. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the guns. And the last section of the interior are your guns. So we have two of these large turbo lasers, one on either side, and you can see it can move back and forth like so. And this was actually pretty much the exactly identical design seen in the set. It can move around, and you have a clone gunner. And there's actually one exactly identical on the other side. And here we have a look at the other side. Once again, here is your exactly identical weapon here, or turbo blaster. So there's one for either side of the build. And actually, that's going to do it for the interior. Alright, and that's going to do it for a look at my LEGO Star Wars Venator-Class Star Destroyer. So I want to thank you so much for watching this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Definitely, I hope it was worth the wait. I really enjoyed it, and I would love to make builds like this in the future. So tell me what you guys thought of this build. Did you like it? Tell me all of that down in the comments below. And if you did, a thumbs up would be great. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos coming very soon, including a ton of new LEGO Star Wars MOCs. So, this is Brick Wizard 59, and I'll see you all next time.